Well, what have we here?
I mean, if I'm gonna be doing fighters guild quests, I mean, they're invariably going to pull all of the mobs that they can and try their hardest to get themselves killed. And I don't really want to play healer. I don't really want to have to deal with NPCs at all, but, you know, NPCs on my team. But, I mean, I may as well do something to try to mitigate that. And I think you can only ever have just one of these on a thing, and spell that I can do without it going up into 100. This one I'm gonna make like kind of a heal and buff spell. I mean, trying to fortify their health isn't gonna, it's just gonna be a waste because the duration is gonna push it up to 100. You might fortify their health, but then they have to be healed that much. So the easiest thing to do is to just heal them and put a shield on them. Don't know what my alteration is at. Be nice to be able to check that while I'm in this thing so I don't have to go back through that whole thing. Okay, my alteration's at 100, okay. And I know this isn't going to have a healing component on it, but just so it's all next to each other in the spell book, it's just going to be titled Heal Other. I'm going to make a shield spell for magic. Yeah, this one, I don't think I'm going to be able to cast this one, which reminds me I need to make a magic shield for myself. But I don't think I'm going to make a magic shield for myself because most mobs are dead by that point anyway.
How does the day greet you, friend?
This is gonna be like a crazy self magic shield. Like, I want to see just how far the values go. I mean, I might not ever be able to cast it without having to buff my intellect, but like, just so it's been made, so I can make it now and I can cast it now. I mean, it's probably going to be like 3,000 or 4,000 mana.
Friend.
So 23, 120. Where are my gloves of intellect? They sell them? What happened to them? Did I decide just not to make them at some point? Like, I mean, I've got everything else. What the hell did I do with them? Must not have ever made them, I guess. And if I did make them, I don't remember, and I must have either sold them or put them in a box. It's the only place that they could be. And if I didn't make them, I guess my reasoning would be I either forgot to make them, I didn't have a soul gem, or I realized that wearing gloves is going to make it so my spell effectiveness isn't at 100. No, but I gotta do that. I'm only at 651. So -4. So forget how much it costs to cast that spell. It was like thousands and thousands of mana. It was like 2,800 maybe.
can I do for you, Archmage?
Only at 9:30 still, huh?
I will be happy to oblige.
Yeah, crap. I mean, since I'm not gonna cast that spell soon anyhow, the only way to make this really that effective is because I'm gonna end up needing like 30 or 40 spells that buff it at 23. Crap. Because once you get to the point where you can, but I'm still gonna need the buffs to get up to 100. You know, being able to cast 100 intellect. Because then you're casting 100 at a clip, so like you cast 10 spells and that's 1,000 extra intellect. But doing it 23 at a time, I'm just gonna need way too many spells to get up to that point. And it would be a waste of my time to sit here and make the 40 spells, because by the time I cast like the 40 spells, to get the intellect up to where I can cast the higher end spells. But I still need these anyway, to get the intellect up to where I can cast the buff spells that buff the intellect. But I'm limited by my restoration right now, so I can't do that. Crap. Gotta heal all the otters. It already takes 600 mana to do that. And it does require the mysticism to be at 100. Right. I might be able to get away with that. I mean, because in that 3-second window, if I mean, I'm gonna have to bounce back between this and that, but and the reason that I'm using the different prefix is I kind of want this stuff to be at the top of my book. So I can just go to all and just go down the list from the very top of the book. And since symbols come before numbers comes before letters, it'll always put it at the top of my book. But this is for the trying to summon the scamp and buff the scamp thing. I mean, is it even worth me doing? Because that 3-second window. And then I mean, I guess I could delete the spells if I really had to. So first I have to summon the scamp. And I think as long as I cast the weakness to magic on myself beforehand, so long as I bounce the buff off of the scamp, that should work. But see, I don't want to have the wrong version be at the top of the thing, and I don't really want to have to delete spells from the spell book. But I also don't want to have a bunch of garbage spells at the top of the book. And I don't want to get the order wrong, because if I get the order wrong, because I just want to open the book, cast a spell, cast the next one, cast the next one, cast the next one, and not have to spend time scrolling through the book that arbitrarily selects different stuff whenever it feels like. You know, like it opens to different sections, seemingly at random. But that is the whole point of the test, so... I mean, I guess I can make it... because I'm still not sure and I can duplicate the spells. So the first one should be summoning the scamp. Oh, and I gotta check my conjuration, which is really super low. Like 30. So it's got to be a 25 level scamp. Hey, how's it going? So... So, first... First I summon the scam. Sandvich's scam. And then should I include the buffs with the weakness to magic? I mean, I would save time. I mean, I'm gonna have to jump back around anyway. The first thing I need is spell reflect. And it's gotta be 100%. That's so cool. Dead. Yeah, just a warning. I mean, unless you're really into watching me
What did I do to deserve this honor?
make spells and test spells, that is what I'm doing. It's probably not going to be that much of an action-packed stream here. So first I summon the scam. So the spell reflect does work. That's pretty awesome. So I think this is going to work. So OB2. I'm making my spells that allow me to give myself like godlike buffs. And it's the first version of it where it's kind of like the cheesy version where all of my schools of magic aren't at 100. Which means I can't make like the crazy spells, but I can still get crazy godlike power from doing this. If I do it right. But it's still only the very first version of being able to do that. You need at least your mysticism to be at 75 to be able to cast a spell reflect. Nerds! So I already have a bunch of lower level spells, but it only, I think, weakness to magic, but see, that's going to be the test. So before I make the next spell, I'm going to test to see if it will buff something beyond what it is, even though I've got the... So if I cast weakness to magic, the one that I have already, and I need something, so it should only be 20 athletics. So 20 acrobatics. And my acrobatics is at, what? 56, so it should be at 76, but if I get more than that from that, then hit the scamp with that. Hit him with the weakness to magic. Okay, so it's not putting the weakness to magic on me. Crap. And I don't think my destruction's at 100 either. Yeah, okay, it is. I'm not sure if I have to combine it or not. It might have to be combined. But it doesn't seem like it's bouncing the weakness to magic off of the scamp. Which is weird because Spell Reflect 100 should bounce everything back. I mean, I guess I could just try it that way. Okay, so never mind. I do have to make it on a touch spell, so... Well, I do have one already. In the heal other thing. So 80 strength. It should give me 160 strength. So is it 98? Okay, so that did not work. But it could also be that I took too long with the spell reflect. Did it work? So it was 96. It should have given me 160. If it doubled it because of the weakness to magic on myself. But it did bounce the positive buff back to me. So 96 plus 80. Yeah, it's only just 80. So, do I have to add a negative component to it? I mean, I guess I could add burden to it. Then it doesn't hurt me, but it'll... Crap. But it did work. It didn't buff the magic. I mean, unless I cast weakness to magic on the scamp before I do it. So if I try to cast weakness to magic on him now... So it's not reflecting the weakness to magic on the scamp. I'm at 178. So casting the same spell the other part of it too is that the spell reflect probably wore off. Yeah, it's still at 178. I guess that's the easiest way to see what the version of it is. So as long as it's got a negative component, I mean, if I have to use actual damage actually, then I mean, then I guess that's what I have to do, but well, let me add weakness to magic to this to see if that component of it gets reflected to me. So fortify until, let's try that. Oh, he's mad. Okay, that worked. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, because I got 20 intel from BT0. But, oh no. Now he's beating me up. Crap. Don't do anything, just, you know. Jeez. So now let me try that same thing with, try the same thing with, without the burden, because as soon as I hit him with the burden, he freaked out. But that works. Casting spells that like, and see, the thing that makes this so much more powerful than just casting 100 buff on yourself is the weakness to magic multiplies. So the thing that I'm not sure of is, did it get multiplied because I had weakness to magic on myself already? So let's try this without the burden before I get that far into it, but if you have like, you know, 10 or 20 weakness to magic spells, or you incorporate a weakness to magic in each one of the buffs, not only does that save time, but it ups the amplifier of everything. So like, when you do finally cast the buff for 100, you get like, you know, thousands of whatever buff it is. That works though, that's crazy. So let's try this without the burden and see if it'll just transfer the weakness to magic. So BT1. Let's do weakness to magic first. So it was 100. And then what, 10 seconds? So this is without the burden. But see, no. I only got the weakness to magic bounced back, but the BT10 is still only at 10. I wonder if I cast a Dispel on myself, will it... Cool, it cancels the scam too. Look out! Dead. Man. So yeah, with burden being the thing there, and like, it'd be nice if Mr. Dude wasn't standing there, and but I'm glad that the scamp doesn't attack him and that he doesn't attack the scamp, because I really don't want to have any extra bull crap. So it does need some negative component on it, and since it's only burden, I mean, I'll be burdened while I'm standing there casting stuff on the scamp. But it's only for 1 second, so it's just like poof. You know, it's not like it's magic damage, and it counts as... That's freaking awesome. So, what do I want to use to buff myself with? I think I'm going to start adding this to the B prefix, because this is just for testing for the buffs. The BT is just testing. So this works, and then B-2 is going to be like the actual sequence of buffs. But I mean, do I want to add a conjuration spell to summon a new scamp every time? Because I don't want the thing to attack me. I mean, because it does do, you know, if it turns around and hits me with the fireball, and I've got like 100 weakness to magic, you know, stacked on me multiple times, it was just one shot me. I could get one shotted by my scamp. Like, so maybe a scamp is not the best thing to use. Which, you know, that's something to consider, is I could probably just... it's probably what I should do. That now I have this in here, and I started with the scamp, but that's okay. I guess I'll make it B1 already, I guess. Means I'll have to remake this thing too. Use the skeleton instead. I mean, no matter what I end up doing, I'm gonna have to jump around in the spell book anyway. Because my mysticism is what's limiting me to do that, but that's an effective test. And then there's that, is like, if I just wait. Because I mean, this is not really for a serious usage here, because I already just kill stuff almost immediately anyway. This is only just to see if I could do it, and only for the sake of having done it purely in vanilla. And just for fun, like, you know, run and jump at, like, you know, thousands of speed, or hit something with thousands and thousands of strength, and like, but my schools of magic is kind of what's limiting me here. I'm almost fully maxed out and everything. I think the only ones that I need are mysticism and conjuration and restoration. But all of my magic is pretty much maxed out already. Now, back to the method, though, is, would it be more effective to incorporate the weakness spell into every buff? Or would it be more effective to... And I'm pretty sure that the way that that worked is that one weakness to magic got double buffed to where it was 200. And that is worth testing as I think about it right now. So if I summon the scamp, because... I guess I'll just make it B-2 because this is still the rough version, it's still the test. So let me just summon the skeleton. Use a skeleton because I don't want to get one-shotted by a scamp. As funny as it would be. In 20 seconds. A skeletal. In 25. So if I summon the skeletal, off. So right now I've got weakness to magic 100 from that, and I'm pretty sure weakness to magic stacks as long as it has another component to it. So if you have 100 on you already, the next weakness to magic that comes in gets buffed to 200. I'm pretty sure that's how that works, and that's what I'm testing right now. So now let me hit him with BT1 without the burden. Let's see what I get here. Oh, yes it does. And since it counts as a different source, I mean, and the thing that I'm debating now is, should I just cast weakness to magic on myself from different spells? I mean, I'm going to spend a good portion of time before I summon the scamp, but then that would save me the time of, or not scamp, the skeleton. It'll save me the time to have to go back and cross buff against stuff, because the thing about weakness to magic is you cast the first one and it gives you 100, and then you want to cast 1, then 2, then 1 again, so that the first one, so you end up with 400. Because then the second one, I mean, I don't know, can you go back and forth with 2 spells? And buff them using the existing weakness to magic on yourself? Like, and then if you have weakness to magic on yourself already, what happens if you do summon a skeleton, since it counts on an on-self spell? Does that up the duration? I mean, it doesn't up the duration for anything else, so why would it up the duration for this? Like, no, it doesn't even list the duration. But yeah, I am getting 20 off of that. If I hit him with the buff spell again, I don't want this to fade before I do that thing, so let me recast the weakness to magic spell on myself. Crap. Oh, it faded. So, weakness to magic self 0. -1. Will they stack against each other from different sources, is what I'm testing, without having to bounce it off of the creature. They do not multiply against each other. So that tells me that I should just incorporate the weakness spells into the should just incorporate the weakness spells into the buffs, because otherwise it's not going to amplify. And then there's that, is like, I could just cast 10 of them, right? And then it's like X 1,000, whatever the incoming buff is. So like 10 turns into like, what, 1,000? Or 10,000. Is that right? I don't think my math is right. Because 100 would double it. No, my math is wrong. But see, being able to double the weakness to magic spells as you cast the buffs. But see, then I don't want to sit there and have to cross-cast everything against everything else. Now the thing that I'm thinking is, before I go and summon the skeleton and do the reflecting buffs, if I just cast a crap load of weakness to magic on myself, then I don't have to worry about it, and who cares if it doesn't get doubled? I mean, that would probably be like stage 3. Or stage 4 even, of like the variations of ways to do this. Because then if you incorporate the weakness to magic in the spell, it's going to be multiplied on top of itself, and it would save you time, mana, and spells. And you'd get an even higher multiplier. But yeah, I think I'm going to deal with that later. Yeah, something kind of just came up I have to deal with, so. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'm clicking the button right now.